This was a special one today. So Crush Parking Lot Neighbor's little girl is 6 years old and she's never been to the theater. So we decided we were going to take her for the first time to see Moana 2. And we got the fun seats that vibrate with the butt warmer. She had a good time. Welcome back, and once again, thank you for trusting me with your full spoiler movie reviews. That thing I do where I watch movies and then I tell you all about them. As always, I am unpaid and unsponsored, and spoilers, all the spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, you can go ahead and scroll. I won't be offended. Spoilers. Okay, here we go. This is Moana 2. A movie that was supposed to have been a TV show, and then about halfway through making it, the studio picked it up again and was like, we need to make this a sequel. And it was also supposed to come out alongside Wicked, but then it got pushed, and a lot of people are saying that hurt it. But it's small children obsessed with Moana. I don't think you're gonna hurt it any. Anyways, what's this about? Moana is now a great wave finder, and she's been sailing around for like days at a time with Pua and Hey, looking for other islands and other people. Well, she was on this island and she found a little cup. Well, the cup has little carvings of people and a mountain on it, which means there were people there. So she brings the cup back to Montanui. And now she has a little sister who is adorable. But Moana has been chosen to be bestowed with this title about being the greatest wave finder. And they were having like this big ceremony. Well, right before she went to drink for the ceremony, this bolt of lightning hit her. And the former wave finder chief shows her like her island being empty. He's like, you have to go find some other people. Otherwise your tribe's gonna die. She has to find this one particular island that I can't remember the name of. Now, the thing is, this time the adventure is much more perilous, and she has no idea if she'll be able to make it back. So she needs a team of more than just a pig and a chicken. So she has a friend that builds boats, and one that's a historian, and basically the lead farmer, and they're all on the boat. So they're sailing off to this island. Meanwhile, Maui's all like wrapped up in the middle of this like cave that shoots out goo and has all these weird looking fish, and some lady is like holding him hostage. It kind of sort of reminds me at the beginning of Thor Ragnarok, but he's without his hook at the moment, so he's trying to get that back and trying to get untied. Back to Moana's side. They think they've found land in the distance, but it turns out to be those little coconut guys from the first one. And they get shot with a neurotoxin, unable to move. So then the little coconut guys are trying to explain to them that their home was connected to the island that they're trying to find, but then it got broken away. Well, they can't get through because this giant mountain trench looking thing is actually a big clam trying to eat them. So essentially the little coconut guys say, hey, if you can fight this big clam, we'll help you find the island. So they give them these spears full of the neurotoxin to try to like subdue the clam. But Moana's boat gets separated from the little coconut people, and one of the little coconut guys sacrifices himself to be on Moana's boat. And so they're essentially eaten by the big clam. So the boat and the rest of the crew get stuck into one thing. I think that's the windpipe, and they find Maui. And Maui's like, where the fuck is Moana? So he has to go rescue her because she done got taken into the esophagus part, just full of bats and a vampire lady. Is she a god? Is she a vampire? I don't know. I mean, she looks like a vampire, but I don't know if like vampires actually exist in this universe. Anyway, she's forced to live in the big clam by this god who wanted to be super powerful, and he's the reason that the big island that brought all the little islands together broke apart. And now he's got a big storm over it that causes like tornadoes and lightning. Why does he have her trapped in there? I don't know. Why did she take Maui hostage? I don't think they said. But anyways, they make it out of there. And then Moana tells Maui exactly what they have to do. And Maui's like, you can't fucking do that. The island was sunken. Somebody's got to raise the island, and then you still have to be able to touch the island. But it is surrounded by the big storm tornado man. So after they pull over to a deserted island and fix their boat, they're back at it again. And now they're at the spot with the big tornado storm man. Moana and the crew are on the boat trying to distract it, while Maui goes and tries to raise it, but it doesn't work. And then Maui gets hit by lightning, and all his tattoos and his demigod stuff, I think, is taken away. And he's separated from his hook. And Moana's like, we can't do it that way, but somebody still has to touch the fucking island. So she swims all the way down and touches the island. And then the tornado man disappears. But then Maui has to go find Moana. So he swims all the way down and finds her like floating just above the island, but she's still like under the water. And then the ocean makes them like this little bubble. Because he's no longer a demigod, so he can't just hold his breath down there. But she's quote unquote dead. And he starts singing, and then all the ancestors show up, including Grandma. And she does the Jon Snow wake up out of nowhere, but now she's got this arm tattoo, and she's a demigod. And Maui gets his tattoos back, and he's a demigod again. And the island raises, and we're looking around on it, and there's some drawings. And then other people show up. Different boats from different places. Everybody's coming back together. Which makes me wonder if they were close enough to just pull up there like 20 minutes later. Did they not see them trying to take out the big tornado man, and why didn't they lend a hand? And if it were like one boat staying back, that'd be one thing. But there were hundreds of boats. And then Moana brings everybody back to Motunui, including Maui. The end. And we never find out what happened to the vampire lady. Did she get freed? I don't know. Was she actually a bad guy? I don't know. Why the fuck were bats in a clam? I don't fucking know. Did this movie have incredibly catchy songs that your kids are going to sing to for the next 4 years? Not really. It had some okay songs, but I don't think it's going to be anything that kids are going to catch on to. It's kind of like Frozen 2, because I think Frozen 2 had one song out of it, but it wasn't like a great big hit. But just like Moana 1, my favorite character is the chicken. It's not to say I don't like the first Moana. I love the first Moana. The chicken is my favorite. I think it's so funny. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10 because there was no giant crab singing. I don't know what's going on with said vampire lady, and there weren't really very many catchy songs. So 6 out of 10. Okay, bye. Moana, make way, do 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 do.